If you're a big swim team and you like to order a lot of gear, maybe you ought to check out Swim Outlet Team Division for these reasons. Swim teams receive a 10% discount on bulk orders. Swim teams or organizations get an 8% commission on referred sales. You'll also like their customization services, which is affordable and available at all times during the year for all team gear. With over 50,000 items in stock, you can get most anything you want. Swim Outlet Team Division. You need to try it out. You'll be glad you did.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our Thanksgiving edition of the Morning Swim Show. I'm your host, Jeff Cummings. All of us have plenty to be thankful for this holiday weekend, and after watching today's show, I'm sure you'll agree that today's guest has a lot of blessings to count. Monica Bottelberghe was diagnosed with thyroid cancer in March, and 8 months later, she can call herself the Washington High School state champion in the 200 freestyle. How was she even able to find the will to step up on the blocks just 3 months after surgery? Monica joins us now in the Finis Monitor from Vancouver, Washington, to tell her story. Monica, it's good to see you. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. I would imagine Thanksgiving this year takes on a whole new meaning for you.
Definitely. Lots to be thankful for.
Let's kind of go chronologically through all of this. You were diagnosed with thyroid cancer back in March. Is that correct?
It's kind of.
Okay.
It's kind of complicated. We went through the whole process in March, and then they decided to wait a couple months and then do another biopsy in August. So I was officially diagnosed August 20th, around August 20th.
Okay, so what was going on in March that was getting doctors and yourself and everybody curious about what was going on?
Well, it started in February. I went to visit the school nurse, and she noticed a lump. I had a lump on my neck. I was looking out the window, and she just noticed it. She had some issues with her thyroid as well, and so she insisted that we went and got it checked out. So then we went and got it checked out, and they did a biopsy, and it came back suspicious, and so they decided to wait until August to do another biopsy, and then that biopsy came back cancerous.
Okay, so between March and August, when you got the official diagnosis, what's going through your mind? I mean, they say something is suspicious going on in your body.
It was really freaked. I was really freaked out. I'm not gonna lie, but it was just something that I couldn't control, so I had to put it on the back burner and just go on with my life. I had to go on with training and school and try not to think about it.
Okay, so this whole time you're still swimming, getting ready for junior nationals. What was your mindset at junior nationals, knowing that this is still out there?
It definitely was on my mind, but I just tried to have fun and just compete the best that I could. We had tapered and rested for the meet, and we were there to swim fast, and so that's what we did.
When it's very rare for a teenager to get cancer, and especially from what I understand, thyroid cancer is not something that young people get a lot. So when you're sitting in the doctor's office as a 17-year-old, what is going on in your mind when you hear the word cancer?
It was shocking. I'm an IB kid, and so I'm in IB bio, and that honestly was the first thing that I started thinking about, was all the stuff we had learned about in class and how everything was working and all that stuff, and it was weird. It was shocking. I mean, I don't know, I can't really explain it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's hard to put into words. And as you said, you're a baccalaureate student, so when the doctor's saying all these terms, you pretty much can understand what everything is being said.
I mean, kind of.
But you're still 17 years old. There's still a lot of things you hadn't learned yet.
Yeah.
So, all right, so the surgery was pretty much right after that, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so as best you can, just describe what they had to do to get rid of all the cancer. Was not just on your thyroid, but in the lymph nodes that were around it.
Yeah, so they went in, and I don't know if you can see my scar on the camera or not, but they went in and they removed my thyroid, and then they went on the left side and removed 65 lymph nodes.
Okay, so that's a pretty extensive surgery there, and I understand they had to pretty much kind of, in order to get at all those lymph nodes, they had to kind of really move the muscles in your neck out of the way to get at those. And I would imagine kind of that's the hardest part to me to imagine of, having a swimmer, have to deal with coming back from having not just surgery to remove cancer, but to treat, this major surgery that displaced your muscles for a long period of time.
Yeah, you don't realize how much you use your neck when you swim until you can't. And it was definitely a learning curve.
So it really was a lot of physical therapy for you, wasn't it, to get this neck back into working order?
Yeah, I'm still going through physical therapy over at Providence Sports Care, and they've been really helpful there. And you don't realize how often you use your neck and how much you turn, and like whenever you go to talk to someone, you turn your neck, and I couldn't do that for a while. Like I'd have to turn my whole body to talk to someone.
All right, so you're back on the blocks in October racing, and I understand that really you hadn't been fully cleared of all the cancer in you. There was still some cancer cells still lingering around. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so why did you get the clearance to go back in the pool and swim with all this cancer still running around your neck?
Well, we're not sure if there's still cancer, and I'll go in for radiation in January. But my surgeon and all the doctors, they know how important it was for me to get back on with my normal life, and so they were really helpful in the process.
Talk about that first meet that you had in October. I mean, like you said, you use your neck a lot in swimming, and you had a lot of rehab and everything with it. What was it like being able to race again?
It was kind of scary. I'd only dove one time before that. I wasn't cleared to dive until like a week before the meet, and I barely started doing flip turns again. And so I went in and swam the 200 and the 100 freestyle. I didn't do any relays. That's all I did was just the two individual events. And I was really proud of myself when I was done. I mean, I didn't go fast, but I was still proud of myself.
Well, I think a lot of us can agree that it's just getting up there and racing is probably just the biggest accomplishment of all.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this treatment that you said. Now, as you said, it may not be cancer, but you're going to have some radiation treatment later on. Is that going to affect you in any way in terms of training or anything? You have to take some time off, because I know radiation treatment can be quite draining.
Yeah. Right now, we're not really sure, but I'll definitely be out for about a week because I can't have contact with people. But I'm hopeful that I'll be swimming in senior sectionals in March, but we'll just see. I mean, right now we're just playing it by ear.
And you're going to attend Boise State next year.
Yes.
We've had Kristen Hill, the coach, on the show a couple times, and she's a great coach. How involved has she been in this process?
She's been really great. Just a couple days after surgery, she called me and asked me how I was and talked to me. And then when I went on my recruiting trip, she was just so great. They were so helpful and so supportive the whole time.
And I would imagine it's everything is still business as usual. I mean, you've still got a whole year of getting back to normal, and I know that probably the goal for you is to be at 100% when you step on the campus at Boise State.
Yeah, definitely.
And I also want to point out that, as I said, you live in Vancouver, Washington, which to me at first was a little confusing because I think of Vancouver, Canada, which is a lot further north. So it's not you're not right on the border of Washington and Canada. You're on the border of Washington and Oregon, which explains why you swim with Portland Aquatic Club. And Portland is really just a hop, skip, and a jump across the border for you, right?
Yeah.
Not too far of a drive.
No, it's not bad.
Okay.
Depends on traffic.
And I know Jody Braden very well, the head coach there. What's it been like to have him and the rest of the members of the team behind you, supporting you through all this?
They've been really good. I haven't actually been at pack practice too much just because of high school season and not being able to train. But they've been really supportive and really understanding, and it's really good to go back there every time that I can.
I understand you just recently were able to do a full 2-hour workout.
Yeah, a week before state, was able to do the whole practice, or a week before we started tapering for state.
Oh, perfect timing.
Yeah.
You're finally building yourself back up, time to go back down.
Yep.
That must have been a great feeling to be able to say, I can make it all the way to the end without any issues.
Yeah, I've been proud. I was definitely proud of myself.
So I've talked to you before our interview here, and you had the final banquet for your high school team at Columbia River, and tell me what it was like to be with that team there, those girls, and really understand what it's been like for you to wrap up your high school season in such a fashion.
It was definitely really sad. We're all like talking to our coach, Carol Sanderson. We're like, how are you going to make it without us next year? Making all the senior jokes and stuff. And we had a really good group of girls this year and go up to state, and they've been really good. Like, they were really good this year, really supportive, and they all tried to understand, and they were there for me when I needed them to be, and I'm going to miss it.
I'm sure you will, but you'll have a great memory of winning that state title in 200 free.
Definitely.
Well, we'll let you get. I know you got a lot going on with you, so we won't take up too much of your time, but I want to submit you to our final 5 here before you go. These are 5 questions we ask all of our guests on the Morning Swim Show, except because it's Thanksgiving, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to have a special Thanksgiving final 5 here, all Thanksgiving-related questions for you.
Okay.
All right, so the first question, for the turkey, dark or white meat?
Dark meat.
Dark meat, okay. What's your favorite Thanksgiving dessert?
All of them. I don't know. Definitely not pumpkin pie.
Okay.
Not a fan of that. But we always have birthday cake at our Thanksgiving because it's always either my uncle's or my cousin's birthday.
Okay. Well, all of them, you're pretty much as every swimmer's response. Just whatever you put in front of you. How much money do you plan to spend on Black Friday shopping?
None.
None? You're not one
That's
of those...
day for sleeping. Some practice.
I gotcha.
From a food coma.
Have you ever had to do a special swim practice on Thanksgiving Day?
No, I don't think I've ever had to practice on Thanksgiving.
Okay. And last question, what's your favorite activity on Thanksgiving Day while the meal is being prepared?
Sleeping.
Again, spoken like a true swimmer. We can tell you're a swimmer through and through, Monica. Well,
Yep.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Enjoy the day, and I can speak for everyone here at Swimming World when I say our thoughts and prayers are with you and your families. You go through the rest of this treatment and continue to heal and get back to 100%.
Thank you.
All right, so have a good Thanksgiving weekend.
Thanks, you too.
All right, so that's going to wrap it up for our special Thanksgiving edition of the Morning Swim Show. We'll be back Monday with a new interview, and we look forward to seeing you then. I'm Jeff Cummings. Thanks for watching, and have a safe and happy holiday weekend.